Greetings, people of Earth. My name is Rob Wheeland. My pronouns are he, him. I am an author, game designer, and professional nerd. Tonight, I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players, your friendly local actual play show.
Slaps.
No.
We are playing the game City of Mist by Son of Oak Game Studio. Normally this is where everybody would show off the book, but we just have the one for now. It is a game of ordinary people and legendary powers. It is a low-level fantasy / superhero game set in a strange city where some of the people there who have come to be called Rifts have started to channel the powers of heroes and creatures of legend. And this game is a mystery game where they investigate why that happens and also the intrigues of all of these powered people throughout the city. If you have not seen us play this before, this is actually the third episode that we've done in this. We recommend that you check out the Pied Goodbye as our first episode. So that way you'll get a chance to see these characters from the beginning and, figure out their stories, although you are, of course, as always, allowed to watch this show if you just really want. If this is your first experience with us. If you want to go deeper into our character creation process, you can subscribe to our Patreon, where we have all of our session zeros for general listening purposes. We've gotten a couple of comments on our YouTube videos of like, I wish you guys did session zeros, and we do. But we would love for you to become a friend of Pat Rayon to watch them. So let's have everybody go around, introduce yourself, introduce your character, and each character in City of Mist is split between their logos, which is their sort of normal mundane life, and their mythos, which is their legendary monstrous self. So lay all that out for our viewers / listeners. We really need to come up with a general term that encompasses both viewer and listener.
Our players.
Our tempers.
No, I don't. We don't like. I don't need like a tricky term. I mean, just like no. We'll workshop this. So let's go around the table and have our players introduce themselves, what character you're playing, and the two halves of that character. I should say two parts. Every main character in City of Mist, it has a logos, which is their mundane life and role in the city, and their mythos, which is the legend that they've tapped into to gain powers and abilities beyond mortal ken. So let's begin with our very special guest mind player.
Hi.
That's you.
That is, hey, that's me. I'm Jenny Higgins, she, her. I am a brewer of beer and maker of small animations, and today I will be playing Dorothy Troy, who on the logo side is an aspiring investigative journalist, and on the mythos side is Cassandra from Greek myth, cursed with the sight.
The sweet.
The sight.
The sweet. All right, let's
But not
move
the
on.
belief.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan Fishburne, she, her. Today, I am bringing you Vanessa Lake, who on her logo side is a pretentious art photographer, but on the mythos side is the Loch Ness Monster. That's so bad, which is why I'm not doing an accent for this character. I got a little bit of the Loch, and then it lost everything else.
Yeah,
It went
and
into,
I
like,
felt
kind of
Tawny
French.
just immediately tense up.
Little French.
Jordan.
Let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, I am Sarah Babe, she, they, and I am playing Haley Jones, who is a fantastic hairstylist by day, and by not day is Medusa.
All right, let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, I'm Ethan Eichstead Anderson, he, him, and I'm playing Christopher Clausson, who, my logos is a detective, and my mythos is Santa Claus.
I love hate it.
I'm very excited to come up with a very clever name for your spotlight episode. I don't know what it is yet, but it's going to be like that fat red bastard or something. Let's move on to our next mind player.
Hi, I am Tawny P. Thompson, she, hers. I am an actor and fight choreographer here in Milwaukee. I am playing Tawny Barnes, aka DJ Night Owl. And my mythos is just kind of like the general myth and legend of owls in various cultures. So.
All right. So, this is ostensibly a mystery show because the players are investigating mysteries about the city, about themselves, and it takes a lot of cues from detective fiction and film noir, which is why every episode begins with a monologue from the person who is in theory the focus of the show. Now, that's how I write it, but the game that I have in mind and the game that the players have in mind often meet in the middle for the game that actually happens. But without further ado, I will cede the floor to Tawny P. Thompson to deliver her best noir opening monologue.
Jordan, you nerd.
That's more of a her West Side Story monologue. Okay.
Hello, everyone. You're listening to the soothing sounds of WMST. It's DJ Night Owl taking you through the graveyard shift. I'm here to smooth your feathers, ease your burdens, and get you into the groove. Whether you've been part of the Parliament from the beginning, or this is your first time in the dark of the night with me, I'm here to tell you all about what I see in the city. This is a city of strange combinations, modern and classic, night and day, fire and rain, liquid myth and concrete needs. It comes together every day and pulls apart every night. When the sun goes down and the lights come up, this city puts on a new mask. You can feel the beat of your feet on the street like a heartbeat, traffic winding like blood cells. She's alive at night, and it's not hard to fall in love with her. The city is a jealous lover if you're not careful. She's frequently kind and suddenly cruel. Even if you know the danger, even if you resist her kiss, she'll take your heart one way or the other. If you don't give it willingly, she'll carve it out of your chest. That's what happened to me when I first got here. Someone in one of those glass towers made me feel like Rapunzel for a day, a week, a year, and then out of the tower I went. I whispered to the city to give me wings and let me fly into the night, and that's what she did. She guided me to this very perch where I tell you all about the highs and lows of how this place works. I hope you greet the city with a warm embrace tonight, my Parliament. She needs to feel your love, or she'll leave you out in the cold. That's why we're kicking off this hour with Open Arms from Journey. My ears, my eyes, and my lines are open, babies. Send out that call in the night.
So imagine that monologue drifting over a montage of the city at night, of neon signs flickering to life, of people huddling in brashly lit doorways, and we start with DJ Night Owl ensconced in her recording booth as music softly plays in the background, and there is not a knock. Your programming director, a man by the name of Benny Brave.
Any relation to Bridget?
That's a different show. there's the big window that you can look through, and he signals to you like he wants to talk to you. So he goes around and kind of gives you the customary 5 seconds to not to make sure that everything
Click.
is off. He opens the door and he says, he walks in with a big smile on his face and says, Tawny, it's so good to see you. I love that opening. It was amazing. Like, I can understand why so many people like look at that. And he gestures to the phone as the requests are calling in. This is why you're such an important part of our organization.
I'm sensing a but here in this conversation, BB.
Well, it's maybe more of an and. We need you to do a remote this morning, and I know that's a pretty long shift, but the DJs that we had that were going to do the remote are unable to do it.
I'm just take a wild stab and say that Huey and Mewy called in because they were hungover.
No, not hungover. They're still recovering from that. Apparently, Huey didn't realize that he was allergic to the raspberry jello that he was wrestling the midgets in, and so he's unable to make the call, and we need you to step up and do.
So
the
jello
remote.
shots.
No, it was wrestling. It was dwarf wrestling,
And probably also, though, the jello shots.
Why would you eat the jello that you were wrestling in?
Have you met him?
Yeah, that's fair. But Tawny, you would be doing me an immense favor if you were to do this remote. Like, it's going to be the easiest remote ever. It's at a bank.
You're sending me to a bank?
Yeah, we're doing some kind of the station is doing some sort of mortgage promotion, and they just want you to be broadcasting, like, come check out, get a new, I don't know,
Check out
this
a
is
check
okay.
the
account.
business
All right.
manager's deal.
Put a Red Bull in my hand.
Like, now I'll go get you one right now.
Okay, and I'll do it.
Okay. And he heads out of the thing.
You already have wings.
but she doesn't have a Red Bull.
Exactly.
I
roll, but you can't see it.
BB comes back with the Red Bull, and he even like he got a paper towel from the break room and is like, shall I check the vintage for you?
Perfect. Yes, thank you. Is this a 97?
He grabs the pull tab and pops it, and then he like wiggles it off and is like, yes.
Perfect. Yes.
We cut to Ethan. When you visit a fellow officer in the hospital, what do you bring to them?
Donuts. Are you allowed to bring?
I
Do
mean,
you care?
You're the police.
Then probably cookies.
oh yeah,
Some
you
nice
bring
cutouts?
You bring cookies
Yeah, some cutouts.
and milk.
Are the cutouts shaped like a syringe and a roll of bandages?
No, they're police officer cookies.
Yes, their badges.
But you're in a hospital.
Wearing bandages and
Yeah.
and that.
They're gingerbread cookies that are decorated to look like police officers.
With various
Like they're-
injuries.
Yeah, with various injuries.
Okay, that's all I cared about. Had to be thematic to the hospital.
You're here to see Officer Stephen Latinsky, who was wounded in the line of duty. And this is something that I'm assuming this is something that you do fairly regularly because you're kind of the chief morale officer of the force from what we've established so far. So, describe your character making his way into the hospital.
Because he's been here a lot, he's basically calling all the nurses by name as he passes and waving at them and saying hi, asking them how they're doing, handing out the extra cookies as he goes. You know.
Those are the nurse cookies.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a separate box.
It's like the cop box at the top, the nurse cookies at the bottom.
Yeah. Just hand them out as they go along. You want like character description or just like how he's entering?
No, just set the scene.
Okay.
We've already got the character description from the first couple of episodes, so go check those out.
Yeah.
Also, if you can't figure out what a cop who's also Santa Claus looks like,
Yeah.
Use your imagination.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a game.
watch
It's
the
a,
Santa Claus.
it's a game of imagination.
There are AIs out there. You can do it.
So they'll be like fan with like half a melty face.
And he's basically looking in every room, telling people to get better as he walks along, you know.
Hope you're doing well.
God, I can't believe I married you.
Oh, I can. So you've been here a lot,
Yes.
which means that if something was different, you'd notice, right?
Yes.
Well, one of the things that you notice as you walk past the vending machines, which are like right by Officer Latinsky's room, is you notice Detective Stan Monroe is heavily staring at the vending machine, trying to figure out what he wants. This is something that you note because Monroe is one of the close associates of Captain Bartell, the other rift on the Force, whom you note to be connected to the mythos of Krampus.
Certain death.
Dun, dun, dun.
What do you do?
So Stan, what are you doing here?
No, if it isn't the jolly old elf himself.
Jolly old Saint Dick.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna run that back. No, if it isn't the jolly old Saint Dick.
How's it going? Do you want a cookie? I got some extras.
Do I look like I want a cookie?
You're looking at a vending machine of snacks, so yes.
No, I don't
Solid
want a
burn.
cookie. All right.
Well, then that limits your options.
What are you doing here?
One of my guys are in here. Figured I'd stop in,
Oh,
give him some cheer.
one of your guys, huh?
You guys got yours, we got mine.
Was that how it goes?
Apparently.
So who are you working for, huh?
Goodness.
Well, you're talking about my guys. I didn't think you ran with a crew. I thought you were too good to moonlight.
The Force is a crew. As long as we're on the right side.
Jesus fucking Christ. I heard you really want me to think that you're peddling this Boy Scout bullshit.
Also these cookies.
All right, well, why don't you have a nice day and just forget you ever saw me, all right?
Oh, I remember.
What's your game, Clausson?
I do enjoy craps.
Is that a popular reindeer game?
Lost a couple canes on I'm in for a couple gumdrops to Rudolph.
I can't anymore.
Monroe walks past you aggressively, like he kind of does like the shoulder butt thing, and I think when he does, he's going to knock over one of the boxes of cookies.
Okay.
That son of a bitch.
Are you going to try to resist that, or is you just going to let it happen?
I am going to let it happen, but I also want to basically, as I'm picking up the cookies, try to watch and see where he goes.
Okay.
As a way of like tracking him without being obvious about it.
Okay. So I think that means that you are looking to observe here. Now that means that you can make either the investigate move or the look beyond the mist move. The difference between the two is investigate is exactly what it sounds like on the tin. You are using your eye meats to notice clues. Whereas
Technically,
looking
it's
beyond the
visceral,
mist means that you are opening up your mind to the powers that you have contained as part of your mythos. I feel like this is probably just a simple investigate roll, but I want to present you the options in case you want to get things weird right off the bat, or also to educate people who are consuming the show as to how the game rules work.
I'm going to do the normal stuff,
Okay.
and I'm like to use tags.
Yes. So in City of Mist, your character has 4 theme books which each have tags, and when you make a roll on a move, you collect the tags that you think will be most appropriate to use. So what tags do you think work here?
Classic detective.
Yep.
I'd like to use familiar with every scam in the book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah made a face. I'll allow it.
And then can I use what people want? Because I
You know
assume
what
he
wants.
wanted to distract me with the knocking over cookies.
I'm going to say no on that
Okay.
one.
So there's +2.
Those +2. Are there any negative tags that you think apply here?
Nope.
Okay, so roll +2. Roll 2d6, add +2. Tell me what you get.
8.
Okay. So, this game runs very similarly to many of the Powered by the Apocalypse games that we've played, such as Masks or Brindlewood Bay is another one. You roll 2d6, and if you get a 6 or less, that's a miss. That usually means I get to do something fun and challenging. If it's a 10 or better, that is a hit, which means that the player generally gets what they want. If it's a 7 and 9, that means we both get a little bit.
Little column A, little column B.
So, you get clues equal to your power, which is the number that you added to the D10, so you get 2 of them. And you get to ask a question about the subject of your investigation, and they must either give you a straight answer or a solid lead. But on a 7 to 9, I can choose one of these 3 things. Your investigation exposes you to danger. The clues you get are fuzzy, incomplete, or part true, part false. Whoever or whatever you're asking the questions can ask you one as well. You answer on the same terms. So, ask your questions, and I will reveal the...
What room did he go in?
Well, he took the elevator, but it stopped on the 8th floor, which you know is where they have like private rooms or like one per person. That usually means that the client is wealthy or connected or something like that.
Do I know which nurses normally work up there?
Nice.
You do. The nurse that's usually on staff right now is named Beatrice. But she would be the first to tell you that unless you have like a concrete reason to go up there that she wouldn't be able to let you just wander around looking for this guy.
Okay.
I will tell you that your investigation exposes you to danger because Monroe is going to make a phone call to the person that arranged for his job this evening, and that person's name is Ivan Drago. It happens every time. Every time you are actually sleepy enough and relaxed enough to go to bed, the typewriter starts up.
Damn it! Ugh.
Now, since you've recovered your typewriter, has that changed any of your processes for like where you keep it, what you do with it?
At night, I keep it in the closet underneath an old comforter and a bunch of pillows and
A spike trap.
Exactly. And I shut the door and I still hear it. There's nothing that I can do but to get it to not hear it. It's like it just clicks directly in my brain.
Telltale typewriter.
Yeah, exactly. That cursed typewriter. But I can't. Well, I don't have a car that I could put it in the trunk. I don't have a yard that I could bury it in a pit.
I'm sure you have neighbors who are like, she's up typing again. It's 3 in the freaking morning.
All this, and I don't see a book. I don't see any articles. I don't see, and it's like, but
It's probably one of those mechanical keyboards that you use with your computers nowadays. All the kids are using them.
Yeah, all the kids. They're out there with their TikToks and their hula hoops. Mechanical keyboard.
Yeah. It's supposed to respond better when you're gaming.
What do you know about gaming? The last time you did any gaming was when I took you bowling for our 3rd date.
I read an article in the newspaper.
Apparently you woke up your neighbors.
Paper thin walls. Paper thin.
sorry.
That's Mr. and Mrs. Kavinsky.
Oh, look, now we sound like we argue all the time.
We only argue when you say something dumb.
I only argue when you say something dumb.
Well, then maybe you should start by not saying something dumb first.
I close myself in the closet with the typewriter.
It's the one place they can't hear you. Yeah.
Mom, Dad, stop. But I also don't want to be too far away from it because that's, because who knows what the hell's going to happen next. It's my millstone.
I'm so sorry. I love you.
I know, baby. I know.
And I shut the door. I turn on the lights, and I unbury the typewriter so I can get the paper and
Start the white noise machine.
You're my little gutter ball. I feel like if this show gets popular enough, we're gonna just have to do like a City of Mist stories where it just follows around like those guys and Huey and Mooey and the O'Jingles
And the O'Jangles.
You're my 10th round turkey, sweetie.
Your typewriter has asked you a question. Well, at least you think it is because it ended with a question mark, but it's kind of more of a phrase.
And
ALS?
this is like,
ASL.
We all still got the joke though, because we are all of a certain age.
And that never happens. This is new.
This
Because
is
usually I'm asking and it's cryptic and then I swear at it and then it doesn't type and then it does it really slow and it's kind of a bitch. But what do you want? What does it say?
The question is hospital or bank?
How is a raven like a writing desk?
Because Poe wrote on both.
Because both the notes lie very flat.
What are you trying to choose other careers for me? Because you are definitely not helping me be an investigative journalist. I'm gonna start pulling your keys out. Hospital or bank? Hospital or bank? I don't know. Hospital.
That's where the story will end.
Uh-oh.
Should have picked the one that doesn't have a morgue in it. Oh crap! What time is it?
It's just breaking dawn here in the city.
Good thing it's not breaking bad.
I don't have time to learn how to make meth. I'm trying to figure out my typewriter. Maybe another career choice. Shit. I'm gonna go get some coffee.
Okay. So, what do you do in the morning?
Vanessa doesn't wake up in the morning. She wakes up normally around 1 p.m.
Okay.
She has very late nights, but if she is up in the morning, she probably didn't go to sleep.
Well, what if you had a strange dream?
Then I do think she would probably wake up, especially if she didn't want to go back to bed. She's making...
This is the first time that I've led with Jordan actually having a dream as opposed to just doing the scene.
Yeah,
and her being
it's
like...
making me nervous, honestly. But Vanessa is in her kitchen making herself a full organic cappuccino from
a very expensive espresso machine.
Yes, with, milk that was brought in from organic cows that are locally sourced in the nearby neighborhoods. And
non-GMO rice milk.
she goes like once a year and picks all her own coffee beans so that she can say that she's not taking advantage of farmers in the coffee industry.
Wow.
So it's like a human experience every single time she makes herself a cappuccino. She's documented this.
You raise
obviously.
your own cats that eat the beans so you can have that nice.
The civet coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that sounds like a really nice experience.
But she does it. Do you know how much money she spends on her private jets and the CO2 emissions that she has from going all around the world to do this?
Right.
Even to her greater than Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Right.
On a scale of Taylor Swift, how bad are you for the environment?
So when do you notice that there's somebody in your apartment? Lan, make sure to make that
I feel like she's usually so well hidden that she doesn't even think to look.
Okay.
So I say she completely makes her coffee. She goes about her entire routine that she usually does when she wakes up. She's about to kick back and look at her. She has like a large waterways of the world diagram that's like a map, except it's all water focused. So it's like Pacific Ocean in the middle and everything else on the side, because that's the biggest one. So she usually looks at that in like contemplation. But I imagine like she's going over there and like just then she's like about to get to her one recliner that she has sitting in front of this.
Wait, didn't she have the mannequin couch?
No, that was the gallery.
That was in my gallery.
Oh, it's the gallery. Okay.
No, that's-
That was here. Okay. I have been asking people for weeks because I couldn't remember who made that joke. I've been asking like 2 or 3 different like groups. I'm like, did we make the joke about the mannequin couch? And the last people I asked were like, excuse me, what?
The what now?
The horror couch.
And they're like, we need to talk about this later. I'm like,
I was just kidding. Ha ha ha.
like, never mind. What?
And I imagine that's when she catches sight. She's about to sit in her like one recliner in front of this display wall, and
Which is when you sit on somebody.
That's brilliant.
Are you
Whoa, hey!
dressed?
Sorry, you probably didn't see me here. I
She-
apologize.
she stands up and she looks back behind her and she goes, I didn't invite anybody over this morning, right?
No,
Starts
I
looking at her GCal.
I let myself in. I heard you were looking for me, and you look back to see whose lap you briefly grazed, and are wearing a dirty zip-up coverall like you would wear as like a sanitation worker, but then sprouting out from the hands and neck are fur, and a fur-covered head. With a human-ish face.
Is this Bigfoot?
I got that name in college, and I really I prefer Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. I am so sorry. Actually, here, and I grab one of the Cryptonimus cards to give to him. I actually was looking for you because we have, a social group that has a hard time with connecting with other people, you could say.
Yeah, I get that.
We don't feel seen. It's like we don't feel truly envisioned by the public. And I wanted to make sure, you had a chance to meet with like-minded individuals like myself.
No, that's actually kind of what I came here to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I stand?
Oh, of course.
He, of course, graces his head on
Yeah.
the ceiling.
I'm so sorry. Do you want a drink?
Yeah, just some black coffee.
Black coffee. I got some good stuff for you. And I go and start just
And
making him. Yeah.
Cut to him being
Americano.
like, this tastes like somebody once mentioned the word coffee and briefly brushed it with the concept of a bean.
Thank you. That's exactly. I love the appreciation that I get for my work. Thank you.
No, I'm here because well, I have some bad news for you.
Oh, okay. I best sit down, and I sit back in my recliner and lean it back.
You may speak.
Well, I have to be able to tilt back to look at her. So that's true.
You're the only one.
The only what? The only cryptid? No, you're right here in front of me.
I'm not, though. They're just letting me out so I can visit you and let you know that you should get a different hobby.
Who let you out?
Oh, they call themselves the gatekeepers.
I'm the keymaster.
They're the ones in charge of the city, and they don't They don't like our kind wandering around because they don't think we belong here. And really, they don't know how you got here. And I'm afraid that if you keep asking these questions, they're going to come and try to figure out why you're here.
So who else they got? These gatekeepers. They keep Mr. Sasquatch down.
Well,
They got the Kraken? Chupacabra? They better not have Mothman.
it's hard for me to remember. They brought me in. They took my they took my mask. Oh. And then I just remember being part of I don't know, like in a cloud. Like I found the mask in the trash. And that's when I realized that I was different.
When he says mask, do I know what he's talking about?
Same role as Ethan, actually. You can investigate here and try to puzzle it out, or if you want to stretch out your powers, you can look beyond the mist.
Make it weird.
I don't feel like my logos really helps here, really. I'll stretch out my powers.
You're going to look beyond the mist, so make the investigate move here,
Okay.
but instead of choosing tags,
Mhm.
you add the number of mythos
Cards
you have.
I have 2 mythos cards.
Okay, so add +2.
We're going purple dice for this one. 2. Okay. Ooh, so that is 7.
Okay. So you get to ask 2 questions, and I will give you the answers. But because you got a 7 to a 9,
Gonna get dangerous.
I get to mess with it.
What is the mask that Sasquatch is talking about?
You can see it as he's talking. It's like everything else in your apartment fades out, and you start to focus on this mask, and it's a cheap plastic Halloween mask, the one that has like the white elastic cord made out of plastic. Probably comes with a plastic wrap costume that has a picture of the thing that you're supposed to be, rather than trying to match up with the head of it. And it is in a very secure location for some reason. A lot of concrete and metal. Like, if you had to guess, you'd maybe say it was like a bank vault.
And the gatekeepers he mentioned were the people who run the city. Is that common knowledge?
No.
Okay. What would I think the gatekeepers are trying to accomplish by grabbing these guys? Like a stealth force?
If they call themselves the gatekeepers, they're probably working for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that somebody is somehow connected to whom or what turns people into rifts.
Okay. Got it.
So, in talking with the Sasquatch here, you're wondering if they're keeping the cryptids out, maybe they don't want cryptid rifts for some reason.
Prejudice. Okay.
Criffs.
Yep.
Cryptids.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Sasquatch, they sent you to tell me this? Or did you just have, a little day off and decide to pop on by?
All right, I might have told a slight fib. He sets down the cup.
Dink.
I found a way out.
Of the facility you've been at or the city?
Where they're keeping me. All you got to do is get that mask and put it on somebody, and I'll get out. And if I'll get out, I'll help you get the other ones out. You just got to get the mask. It's in the First National Bank vault. They're keeping it with some of the other. And he, before he can finish that sentence, is violently pulled back across your apartment into the door, into the doorway that leads into your bedroom. Except there is a swirling purple mist there that reaches out and envelops him before he can finish his sentence. And what do you do?
Is he still being enveloped, or is he in the doorway?
He is in the doorway, and the mist has started to just fall away, and you can see your bedroom beyond.
I walk up to the door. I close the door. And I go dial my phone.
Who you calling?
I think out of all of the people that I've been talking to so far, I've spent the most amount of time with Clausson, Dusa, and Cassandra, because you and Peter went off and
you had your gunshot adventure.
Yes,
and
we did.
Let's have it be Dusa.
I'll call you because you seem the most fiery one. And while I'm very calmly handling the situation, I feel like probably a little bit more passion would be helpful in this scenario.
Drama queen.
Yeah.
So you are waiting in line at the bank to make your deposit for your salon. What's it called?
Oh, Quaff.
And your phone rings. You look down, and it is Blake. Vanessa.
What's up, Nessa?
Hello. So, I've had an interesting before noon today, and
It's called morning, darling.
yeah.
You also realize that you've lost a little bit of time because it is not like when you got up to make your drink, it was in the dead of the night, and it is now morning.
Yeah, which is uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, cryptid dealing with lost time. Who'd have thunk it?
So, I just had a friendly acquaintance get pulled in through a portal, transported into an unknown location this morning, and, seems like something to be a little bit in a tizzy about. Figured I'd give you a call. Do you, know anything about the First National Bank by chance?
Well, I'm at the First National Bank right now.
Wonderful. I will be right there because apparently there's something being kept in a secure vault underground, and it's probably a really good idea to have a quick bank heist today, potentially.
Oh, God.
Is that something we should call the others for, or is this something do you think me and you can get through?
I mean, we don't want to call Clausson about it. He's a friggin' cop.
Do you think he'd snitch on us?
He's Santa.
The lady in front of you looks behind.
He plays Santa at the mall.
Interesting hobby, but I think in this circumstance, there's something about my cryptid folks being kidnapped into a secret underground organization that I need to break into a bank about.
Oh, the hell. Well, it's probably being kept in... Get here.
Okay, I'll be right there.
Okay.
I have to switch to my cell phone anyways because I called you on the rotary. Sorry. I'll be right there.
Rotary? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So you bip off your phone and are like, okay, well, that's weird. And then you lock eyes with DJ Night Owl as she is setting down some remote radio equipment.
You lock lenses?
For our podcast listeners, Sarah just put on her own Medusa-y glasses, and we're all wearing my sunglasses at night here on this one side of the
During
table.
the day.
I blatantly ignore her, but like, okay, no, I phrased that wrong. I don't blatantly ignore her. I blatantly do not speak with her, but I keep my eyes locked on her while I perfectly set up all of my equipment without looking at it.
I'm drinking my fucking latte.
Roll Dex plus angry latte drink.
I'm fixing my fucking lipstick.
I'm screwing the microphone onto the base. I'm plugging in the XLR cable.
I'm playing Wordle. Or whatever that game is.
Should I arrive now? Okay.
No, because while these two are mean mugging each other, look up what the intimidate rules are. So in between very pointedly putting on their glasses and drinking their lattes and
Oh no, my glasses never
Well,
came
she
off.
did.
Right,
so-
I did.
and like plugging in microphones and setting up things, what they don't notice are the men dressed in black with ski masks, except they're like knitted, like Scandinavian pattern ski masks, and
Fair Isle.
yeah, like Fair Isle, and like, you know, and you don't even notice that until one of them takes his machine gun and fires it into the air. All right, everybody, get down on the ground unless you want to be perforated like one of Ma's favorite cookies.
Do you have any idea how expensive this skirt is and you want me to kneel?
You're worried about your skirt.
Yes, it's very
He
expensive.
shoots at you.
Oh.
Oh, God. I mean, I kind of saw it coming.
What's your AC?
So this is, I'm assuming you want to not get shot.
I mean, that would be nice.
it'd be pretty cool if I didn't get shot.
In my list of things to do today, getting shot wasn't on it.
Yeah, I mean,
I keep very strictly to my to-do list, and this was not on it.
All right. So go ahead and face some danger when you are use your abilities to avoid an incoming hit, endure harm, resist a malign influence, or hold it together. I'm going to say this is going to be, if you do not if you do not hit, you are going to take, or if you don't dodge this, essentially, you are going to take the
shot
tag of
Perforated like mom's cookies.
we'll go with perforated 3.
Ow. That ain't good.
So, figure out what tags you can use here.
I'm kind of thinking give him the Gorgon glare.
Okay.
And talk my way out of anything.
Are you talking your way out of, how are you talking your way out of this?
You
As
don't
the bullets spray towards you.
I mean, like, I'm basically like maybe the bullets talking.
Talking to the bullets, telling him to
Yeah.
no.
Please.
Bad bullet.
I think
You get down. You get down
I
now.
think just like the Gorgon stare, like I'm just be like, glasses.
Are you
down,
trying
like,
to
"Excuse
freeze
me?"
the bullets in midair?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So roll +1 then, and tell me what you get.
Okay. God, I don't want to get shot, but I mean, it's probably gonna happen. God, me and my big fucking mouth. Okay. That's a 12.
So
Okay.
a 13, actually. Right?
No, that's a
Oh,
12.
Okay. I thought you rolled 2 6s.
No, I rolled a. Oh, mwah, mwah, you babies, you're good. Little tiny babies.
Okay. So, you rolled a 12 plus, which means that you made a dynamite roll.
Dynamite.
Hey.
Put my glasses on.
So, you either reflect the status at your attacker or otherwise use it against them. You give your attacker an appropriate status of your choice with the tier of basically equal to the damage you're going to inflict on them.
I basically just want to bounce it right back at him.
Okay. The other option is you bolster your defenses. You take an appropriate ongoing tier 1 status of your choice, describing your improved defenses. But it sounds to me like you want to turn this motherfucker to stone.
Or, shoot him. Like, the bullets bounce.
It feels more like...
Or, I mean, like...
Because I like the idea that basically we see, like, he fires and then we go into, like, bullet time,
Mhm.
and then we watch as each bullet that's coming towards you turns to stone and basically walks its way back up to him.
Oh, okay, yeah, I like that better, yeah.
And then
That's pretty cool.
the guns goes...
Yeah, and it's just that, like, glasses down, like, excuse me?
And the shooter, like, looks down in horror as it crawls up his arms and that's when
From behind my radio table, I go, well, that was subtle.
and that's when one of the other gunmen turns, sees what happens, and goes, "Holy shit! They got Sneezy!" And that is where we'll take our break. Please come back to our next episode to see how the Rifts handle being attacked by the 7 Points gang.
Hopefully they still have Doc.
So just from all of us here at Theater of the Mind Players, this is Rob Whelan saying, just repeat to yourself, it's only a game. I should really just relax. Congratulations, fellow human! You've reached the end of an exciting episode of Theater of the Mind Players. If you enjoyed our story, please like the video. If you want more games, subscribe to our channel. Attack the bell for notifications on new posts. If you liked the episode, please tell us what you enjoyed the most in the comments. If you loved the episode, consider joining our Patreon. You'll get access to special shows, session zeros, and help us determine what we play on the show. We love our friends of Pat Rayon, and we hope to see you there.